these are, headhunters. Another one in the books, I'm repeating myself, but so is Pee Wee Parker. I mean, he is just rolling the rounds in.
A scheduled 10-rounder so far, though. It's been the man from Texas, Pee Wee Parker. Houston, Texas, he makes his hometown. Born in Tulia, Texas. As we get a look at the headshot of Orlando Canizales in the dressing room warming up. Pee Wee Parker.
There you see the body punching, and that was Stevens landing a body shot.
A very pro-American Canizales-Parker crowd.
American/Mexican.
Right.
Because the fans have flocked over the border. As you mentioned, it's about 10 minutes away. Okay, I've got, at the end of 4, I got a shutout. Pee Wee Parker shutting out Aladin Stevens. And
Pee Wee Parker, as we said, now that's the best left-hand thrown by Stevens. Just landed flush on the face of Pee Wee Parker. Maybe Stevens is getting that late wake-up call here in the 5th round. Mount some sort of offensive attack.
You know, the heat should be draining both guys, but they fought at a pretty, not a torrid pace, but a decent pace given the weather. We thought earlier today that this morning it was overcast.
Yeah, it looked like some rain clouds.
Looked like we might have rain, although there is a canopy over the ring, which would protect the fighters, and more importantly, your Mnet broadcast crew. But then the weather just started smoking, heating up. Went from the low 80s, I believe, now to the mid-90s, high 90s.
It is a little on the warm side. Pee Wee Parker, as we said, trying to keep the pressure on, although Stevens looking a little better here in round number 5. But now Parker turning the round in his favor. Some good exchanges right above us right here, round number 5.
That's one of the very few solid left hooks that Pee Wee has landed. He believes that's his best weapon, and he's only scored 8 knockouts, but most of those were delivered with the left hook.
Pee Wee coming in, as we said, round a mark of 21-5-4, but terrific competition. Pee Wee has not dodged anybody, taking on all comers. And Stevens, a very impressive mark of 41-6, but as we might mention, some suspect competition.
You know, Aladin Stevens, obviously the taller man, he's enjoying a 5-inch reach advantage, but he's not using it.
Choosing to come inside and play Parker's game. Stevens trying to be a little more effective, but most of his punches just don't have the kind of zip you'd like to see.
I think Pee Wee Parker's more tired at this point, though, than Aladin Stevens. He seems to be huffing and puffing, Pee Wee, and breathing through his mouth.
Hello. He is still back in the truck.
This is really the best round so far for Aladin Stevens.
You're going to repeat again?
Again, Pee Wee Parker looking a little drained, a little tired. He dominated the action through the first 4 rounds.
Very good.
Parker looks exhausted at the closing bell, and a breakthrough for Aladin Stevens, at least on my scorecard. I gave the round to Aladin.
So Parker starting quickly, but now, as we mentioned, the sweltering conditions here may be taking the toll as we get a look at the Canizales, Mr. and Mrs. Canizales, ringside, of course, waiting for their man.
The mother and father, the Canizales, the mother and father have not one, but 2 world champions, both in the same division. There you see Aladin Stevens starting to score and score well. Nice right hand by Stevens. Nice left uppercut, another left hand, and a good fast finish by the South African boxer, Aladin Stevens. So I think that maybe Stevens wanted to wait Parker out, wait for him to get tired. Not sure that was his planned strategy, because right now the fresher fighter is Aladin Stevens.
Parker comes out. Parker comes out of his corner looking tired. This is after a minute respite. And once again, we might have watched old Pee-wee punch himself out here a little bit in the first 5 rounds. Now Stevens maybe can pretty much take control of this fight.
He was really at the end of the round. So maybe strategy is to let him get tired.
As we get now, Stevens starting to look more like his record possibly. Landing his shots, being effective. Parker back on his heels. Mother Nature coming to play in this fight, totally.
Aladin Stevens, you know, is an older fighter, age 32, but an experienced, steady fighter. He's gone the 12-round limit 15 times, so...
Right now he's starting to look to his corner, getting a little better feel for the fight. And Pee-wee Parker looks like he might have left his best fight in the first 5 rounds.
Well, the first 4, you know, the 5th round I thought Stevens had an edge, but Pee-wee, he just looks strained. He's dropping his hands and wide mouth, open mouth. And you really no authority in his punches now, so...
They're wide and looping.
A little bit of role reversal here.
Stevens, without question, is really coming on right now.
Aladin Stevens has scored 18 KOs, so he may be able to record one here.
Both these gentlemen, as we said, coming in approximately 135 and weigh-in on Friday. Right now, the veteran of 12 years, Aladin Stevens, who made his debut 12 years and 1 week ago today, coming on strong in round 5 and now round number 6.
Sorry, Hugh, Aladin Stevens has really turned the body attack table around as well. He's the one getting in there and scoring. Another strong round for back-to-back, 2 strong rounds for Aladin Stevens.
As you said, the total size of the fight has changed dramatically. Parker now is waiting for Stevens to press the attack. The first 4 rounds is all Pee-wee on the prowl.
We know there's no weather vane or any thermometer on your screen, but we can't emphasize the broiling heat enough here. I don't know why you insisted that I wear the woolen sweatsuit, but I am baking.
Round number 6 in the book, another strong round, it appears, for Aladin Stevens, who, according to Mike Harley, was our loss in the first 4 rounds. Now you gave him the second round.
I gave rounds 4 and 5 to Aladin Stevens.
As we head into round number 7, a round in which, if Stevens can continue the pressure, suddenly the judges might have to take a little closer look at this fight.
Well, I've got it right now unofficially on my scorecard. I've got Parker ahead by only 2 points.
Parker, as you can see in his corner with Jesse Reed, is sucking some major air and might have to be coaxed coming out for round number 7.
He really just has been out of gas the last couple of rounds.
He's got 4 more tough rounds to go, and Parker looks, Stevens, I should say, looks very, very fresh. Unlike the first couple rounds, he looks lethargic and not ready to fight at all. Round number 7, scheduled 10 rounders.
You'll notice in the audience people waving pieces of paper, giving new meaning to the term boxing fan. The fans are fanning themselves as we are ringside in an effort to stay cool.
Stevens, Aladin Stevens, as we said, with a mark of 41 and 6. Showing maybe a lot more here in the latter portion of the fight. And Pee-wee Parker hoping, he thought he might end his debut early the way he was landing shots, that he might have left his energy spent in the first 4 rounds. Now Stevens is far sharper.
You can see the concern on the face of Parker's trainer, Jesse Reed. He wants to see his man get a second win.
Parker Parker's a man, though, Mike, when you look at his record, who has a tendency to go, a lot of his fights are 10 and 12 rounds, so I don't know if they've been in these kind of positions.
And he's only notched 8 KOs in 30 fights, so I think, he can go the distance, but he's really got to get back on the offensive track. The only cool thing around here right now is that he withstood the great body attack of Pee Wee Parker for 4 rounds. Came on in round 5, round 6, and right now he's controlling the fight.
I think you might call him a ring general.
I believe that's the term. I don't know if he's a 4-star, 5-star, or what, but definitely showing that military intelligence. This is square circle.
Last season says we are at round number 7 of the scheduled 10-rounder. And right now mixing it up with Pee Wee Parker at center ring. Parker certainly got the better of his exchange early, but right now Stevens was quicker and fresher. And I think Parker's taking a step forward in the past 3 rounds. Parker's trying to pick and choose his spots here.
His arms are really leaden right now, Parker. You see how low he's carrying his hands.
Good exchanges here, landing the right to Stevens. Parker came back without the same kind of snap he showed early.
I just wonder if Pee Wee's in top condition because the heat is the same for both fighters. Stevens looks much fresher.
When you look at Parker's record, he's lost to fighters he should not have lost to, and on the other side, he's had some huge performances against some world-class guys like Kenny Bazemore in the Forum tournament, where a lot of people didn't give him a shot against Kenny, and he came out and won that tournament.
Yeah, Pee Wee was a spoiler out at the LA Forum. Really came out of nowhere and won a big jackpot out there.
Round number 7 in the books. Jesse Reed rushes to the corner, getting his boy taking a seat. Pee Wee Parker, when those legs are stretched out like that, Mike, you know there's not much gas left.
I thought that was an even round, and on my scorecard now, I've got Parker up 68-66.
As we scheduled 10-rounder, our main event still to come, and that's the border brawl for it all today in Laredo, Texas. The champion, Orlando Canizales, against the challenger. In from Sunderland, England, Billy Hardy. Plenty of action still to come as we get a look at the corner. Jesse Reed imploring his man. Arms, shoulders, and Stevens refuses to sit down between rounds.
Well, they've applied the ice pack to the back of the neck of Pee Wee Parker in an effort to chill him out. But he still looks like he's out of gas.
He comes out with his hands almost at his side. First 10 seconds of this round, and Stevens still fighting with a textbook style, but being far more aggressive here. Round number 8, scheduled 10-rounder.
Well, now, Parker, as I mentioned earlier, is a mystery because his career has hit the skids a bit in his last 3 fights. That Raw with Jesse James Lehigh, decision loss to Manuel Medina, and then a technical draw on a headbutt. Only 1 round, that's about went against Roddy Welch.
Pee Wee Parker taking the defensive approach here in round number 8. Coming up a little bit, but he's been slurring about once or twice a round trying to pull it out.
In Aladin Stevens' corner, they're telling him to press the attack. Go for a knockout. You've got the other man exhausted.
Parker showing some heart here in round number 8 and a little more offense.
Well, you can see Jesse Reed is infuriated over in Parker's corner. He told Pee Wee that he had to be busier offensively. Pee Wee just doesn't have it. He is exhausted. All the pep, all the energy seems to belong to Aladin Stevens.
Stevens still has those gloves high where Parker's have been above the shoulders since about the 4th round. Trying to get something going here in round number 8.
Don't get me wrong, Aladin Stevens is also tired. He has to be with this heat. You know, and the ironic thing is that Pee Wee's 7 years younger than Aladin Stevens. He should be fresher.
Left hook, man, throws Parker off balance.
Just no steam behind Pee Wee's punches.
Now he takes a slip.
No knockdown. Referee Steve Flores is correct. Pee Wee was off balance. But again, I think that just underlines how tired he is.
No legs left on Pee Wee Parker. That's when you start to lose your balance. The crowd's starting to yell Pee Wee, but Stevens on the attack quite effectively, landing about a 6-punch combination. Now,
I'm sure promoter Cedric Kushner is beaming at ringside now and love to see Aladin Stevens beat really his first name opponent, international name, and that's Pee Wee Parker. Parker landed a wild shot though, right on the chin. Aladin, gotta be careful.
Parker, they pretty much this fight has been fought in center ring. As you see Parker continually losing his balance, showing that there isn't much left in those legs. Round number 8 in the books. A better one for Parker, but Mike, how did you?
I gave it slightly to Aladin Stevens.
Right on. We go to round number 9. As we kind of thought when this fight started with both men lacking that knockout punches, we could be looking at a 10-rounder, and I'd be real surprised if this didn't go to 10 rounds.
At this point, my unofficial card is 77-76, 1 point edge for Parker. So I think the fight is here for the taking. If Aladin Stevens can win rounds 9 and 10, I think he should get the decision.
As we look at the round, Stevens, who has stood between each of the previous 8 rounds, and didn't do his George Foreman thing there. Pee Wee with those legs outstretched, showing that he can't take his on each.
No petrol, as the British say. No petrol.
Here comes Pee Wee out for round number 9. We said his scheduled 10-rounder, and his Mike Marley mentioned a fight which is totally up for grabs.
Again, the first 4 rounds dominated by Pee Wee Parker with an effective body attack. But in round 5, the tables were turned. Aladin Stevens coming on very strongly.
As we get a look at Jesse Reed at ringside, he is a definitely confirmed trainer of Pee Wee Parker. Lost to Pee Wee now, so he pretty much put him in the opponent category.
Well, the southpaw, Aladin Stevens, just cracked Pee Wee Parker with a great headshot. I'll tell you, Pee Wee looks like he may at times even faint, just go down out of exhaustion.
Center ring, the fight has been fought almost exclusively at center ring. And now it's the gentleman right full thing a little hurting on the energy side.
But Stevens has landed a couple of good left hands from the southpaw stance, and he's become the better puncher from the middle rounds on.
As a very famous judge would say, by one sort with an effective aggressor. I think that's what we're talking about.
Of course, you're referring to the worldwide legend Harold, my drugstore Letterman. There's a knockout punch, or knockdown punch.
Parker going down, as you mentioned, exhausted. Slash, nice combination. He's looking to his ring. I think he's okay. His corner says think it out. Well, he is just a shot fighter right now with about a minute to go in round number 9. And Aladin Stevens smelling the knockout right now.
Parker smart enough to, experienced enough to clinch on the inside, but a 2-punch knockdown, and the importance there obviously makes it a 10-8 round in Aladin Stevens' favor. The knockout is there, but just a question of whether Aladin plays it cautiously.
Parker back on the attack and showing some grit and determination. Really, he's fighting back quite effectively, but those legs are spread so far apart.
Well, Hugh, as you noted, Pee Wee on that knockdown definitely more hurt, more exhausted than hurt. He was staggered, but really the legs wouldn't support him. In fact, he might want to sue his legs for non-support, but that's an old joke.
Some terrific action here in round number 9, and Stevens will try to keep the pressure on, but Parker's showing some grit. He's coming back.
You can imagine the body temperature of the two boxers at this point. We're shaking and baking at ringside, and we're not really doing too much work.
As we said, scheduled 10-rounder and a huge round for Aladin Stevens. Knockdown and another big shot. Throws Parker off stride again. And you got to figure that after 9 rounds of boxing, it's very, very tight. Jesse Reed just told his boxers, you need this round.
Well, a 2-point round, obviously, with a knockdown. And with 1 round to go, I've got Stevens ahead by 1 point.
This round or we're losing. It's a dead even fight.
Jesse Reed telling Parker it's a dead even fight. You need this round to win the fight.
The sun can't beat you. You can beat the sun. Come on, you can beat everything out there.
You can beat the sun, he says, Jesse Reed. I don't know about Pee Wee Parker, but the sun is beating the heck out of me.
There is a knockdown in round number 9 as we mentioned that Parker's legs are shot.
Stevens caught Parker leaning in. 1 shot, down he went.
Round number 10, we're going to go out of here. The fight is on the line.
At the end of round 9, we were wondering whether Stevens would go for the knockout or be content to win what we think he'll win a decision. But his corner man, Malcolm Garrett, told Stevens towards the end of the round, shoot from the outside. Doesn't want him to let Pee Wee Parker get lucky with a wild shot.
Now Pee Wee.
And there's a shot.
Pee Wee Parker showing something left here. Jesse Reed told him that the sun can't beat you. You got to beat the sun. But he still continues to get rocked by the left there and goes back on his heel. He now very quickly here rather than Jesse Pee Wee Parker, but
Another good shot, a right hand by Parker.
Parker showing some great determination, keeping the pressure on Aladin Stevens. Now Stevens looking the worst for the wear.
It doesn't take a genius you to say that there very well might be a split decision or even a draw in this fight.
Parker trying to keep the pressure on, showing the judges he does have something left. Not a lot, but maybe enough to pull this fight out.
Well, rounds 5 through 9, Parker did little. He was decked in the 9th, but it's all Parker here in the final round.
Now Stevens is showing much like he did the first 4 rounds. Not a lot of offense, taking the shots from people. Some big shots from Parker. Big shots right and left. Stevens is still there, but his punches certainly lack any sort of authority.
But he's giving this round away. What I think is too right for Aladin Stevens. Now you see the right eye of Aladin Stevens not cut, not closed, but definitely swollen.
And now the crowd yelling Pee Wee. The crowd getting into this one.
Pee Wee hurt Aladin Stevens with that last uppercut, right uppercut. And now the more exhausted fighter appears to be Aladin Stevens. Pee Wee coming on good. Good combo by Pee Wee Parker. Aladin Stevens should be clinching you. I don't know why he's not.
Clinching or throwing some punches, but he's done nothing this round. A big round for Pee Wee. Looking a lot like he did the first 4 rounds. Pee Wee saving the best for last, obviously.
Finally, Stevens clinches, but he's definitely giving this round away, and that could cost him the fight.
Pee Wee Parker, listen to his manager trainer, Jesse Reed. Came out with fire in his eyes here at round number 10 and might have pulled out a decision.
Terrific comeback by Pee Wee Parker here. He really sucked it up.
That is the end of a 10-rounder, and now the decision in the hands of the judges. Both fighters obviously feel they won this fight, but many times the judges will lean toward the fresher fighter at the end, and on our vantage point here ringside, we felt that indeed it was Pee Wee Parker showing the aggression there in the last few minutes in a big round.
I scored it a draw, 95-95. I wouldn't be surprised to see a draw or a split decision either way.
You love to sit on the bench. You've done it for years. You were looking for that ring generalship, and we never did get it up there.
Well, I'll tell you, if we're not at the 100-degree Fahrenheit mark, again, I wish I knew what that was on the Celsius temperature scale, but it is. It's a hot tamale in here in Laredo.
You, of course, are having a pool party after going to a pool party back at the La Posada Hotel.
will be joining us, too. So
You did get their commitment. That was good.
the lovely and talented round card girls, particularly Miss Gloria. But seriously, it was a heck of a fight. You know, it started out with Pee Wee Parker going over to congratulate Aladin Stevens, and really it turned out to be a good brawl. Look, the first 4 rounds, it was all Pee Wee Parker. He faded. Aladin Stevens came on rounds 5 through 9. He decked Parker in the 9th, but great rally by Pee Wee Parker in the 10th and final round. And again, my card unofficially a draw. We'll have a decision here. The 3 judges, Bobby Wells, Leonard Zuniga, and Fred Ledesma, all Texas judges. And you have to wonder, with Parker being from Texas, you get a little hometown cooking involved there. You know, such a close fight, they may give the benefit of the doubt to the home state fighter, Pee Wee Parker.
Gordon Jones is the ring announcer.
Boxing fans, before I give the story by judges, I want to hear it one more time from these 2 young exciting fighters. Pee Wee Parker and Aladin Stevens. What a great fight. And now, my good friends from Laredo Civic Center, I give you the point fight judges as follows. Judge Freddie Ledesma, he scores about 95, Aladin Stevens, 94, Pee Wee Parker. Judge Bobby Wells, he scores about 96, Pee Wee Parker, 94, Aladin Stevens. And Judge Leonard Zuniga, he scores about 95, Pee Wee Parker, 95, Aladin Stevens. We have a draw.
Mike Marley called it a ringside a draw.
Well, 95, that's how I had it, 95. This only happens about once a decade that individuals agree with the Marley card, but very, very unusual. But I really do think that, you know, it would be unfair for either fighter to win that fight. It was as close a fight as you'll see.
One more time in the center of the ring. Our next bout scheduled.
Getting back to the weather, whether or not you're ready, I just got an update from our good friend Tim Ryan of CBS TV doing the USA telecast. He tells me that an hour ago it was 95 degrees Fahrenheit, and Tim Ryan...
So there we go then. Pretty good result for Aladin Stevens. Didn't start off too well in that fight. Lost off for the first of the first 4 rounds. In fact, all of those first 4 rounds. And we're sorry we didn't actually bring those rounds to you, but unfortunately with the heat in Texas at the moment, caused a bit of havoc with our technical equipment there. Only managed to bring you the fight from the 5th round. As you would have noticed, the crowd, a hive of activity there with everyone with their fans. 94 degrees Fahrenheit it is in Texas at the moment.